GPU miners, did you wake up and feel a shift in the ground? Do you feel like you've been lied to? Do you like being lied to? What are we going to do? Flux, it seemed, was going to be a shining light for GPU miners, but now it looks like it's going to be shifting gears. If you're a GPU miner, the message is clear. It's time to wake up. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most disappointing announcements in the mining world recently. Flux is pivoting away from GPU mining. Let's talk about what's happening, why miners feel betrayed, and what this means for the future of GPU mining. Flux built its reputation on decentralization and, more importantly, GPU mining. It's proudly positioned itself as a platform by the miners and for the miners. Their proof of useful work concept, it was hailed as a revolutionary model that gave GPU miners real purpose, hosting decentralized compute power. And this was touted by other YouTubers. Let's talk about that. I mean, you can hate on people or not. I'm not hating. I'm just pointing out that it seemed like just a year, 2 years ago, the hobbyist miner was sitting down in cigar bars like a big baller with Daniel Keller, talking about how Flux proof of useful work was going to save GPU miners, was going to provide a place for GPU miners to put their stuff. But now it seems that mining pools are an issue, wasted power is an issue, but let me tell you that XAI or Grok, their data center is here in Memphis, and it is not going over well in the community because to get enough power, they are running, the news has said methane, but I think propane generators, in addition to power off the grid, they've already got in the second location to build another data center. And the news just reported that they have bought a power plant from overseas and are shipping it here to be assembled. I'm not sure what that means, but the community, it's in a low income part of Memphis. A lot of people are complaining about air pollution from all the generators. So I'm not really sure how centralizing all your compute power for AI and LLMs into one place is fighting decentralization. It would seem that if you have some GPUs in Maine and I have some GPUs in Tennessee and another person has GPUs in Idaho and another person has GPUs in Argentina, another person has GPUs in Australia, that's decentralization. But what do we know? Because we're not the guys with the money. For years, Flux has said we support the GPU mining community. For years, their message was clear. Flux is one of the few projects truly embracing GPU miners, while the others migrated to ASICs or centralized staking, aka Ethereum. Mining was completely different. When Ethereum went proof of stake, mining completely changed and has probably forever changed. While they say GPUs still have a place, their tone has changed. Phrases like moving beyond mining and enterprise hosting paint a totally different future. One that GPUs are no longer central to their network. So now, as GPU miners, we're frustrated, rightfully so. We've invested heavily in hardware, or we still have hardware left over from Ethereum days. We want to support Flux or other projects that, it's a two-way street. We want to support them, but we want to earn crypto and earn money. But with the rewards dwindling and no clear future role, we feel abandoned. So what happened to proof of useful work? I guess my rig's going dark. Classic rug pull. That's what a lot of people are saying. If you've seen the video that Rabid Mining put out, Rabid's on the news, man. He's Johnny on the spot. I give it up to Rabid. He's the OG. So some users have reported there's issues with payouts and transparency around the Flux pools, getting the parallel assets. But now it seems that after 2 or 3 years of the Flux project kind of limiting or minimizing these questions or these issues, now they're saying, yes, it is a problem. We're just going to get rid of the pools. So when a project breaks down its own core promise, its own core values, it shakes the trust, not just in Flux, but in GPU mining just totally altogether. So why is Flux doing this? Well, I think it's simple. There's more money in enterprise compute and AI models. GPU mining isn't profitable enough for the network's ambitions, and like many projects before, Flux is adapting fast. You know, Flux recently announced their big partnership with NVIDIA. So they're definitely going more into AI farms. You know, think ChatGPT, think Grok, think LLMs. So they're chasing these AI partnerships, AI compute, cloud hosting revenue, all of which don't rely on decentralized GPUs like before, which seems to be the antithesis of one of the reasonings being that GPU mining leads to centralization, which I just don't understand, because there's not people out there, not corporations, setting up humongous GPU farms like there is in Bitcoin mining. For GPUs, typically it's going to be the privateers, the miners mining in their house, in their garage, in their attic, in their cabinet. Remember, this is the mining cabinet. So where does this leave us GPU miners? I wish I knew. You know, we can look at alternative coins, but I mean, Caspa's pretty much played out. You know, it seems like the coin du jour for the last couple of months have been Quai, Tari, Zealous, but you're not making shit on those. Let's face it. A 4090, a 5090, I think on hash rate NO. Matter of fact, we can pull that up and see what this morning brings. Hash rate.no. Top rated GPU as of July 13th. 33 cents daily profit on a $3,000 GPU. Doesn't sound great. The only thing that's even decent right now, if you have Ryzen 9 CPUs and maybe some others, are random X coins, basically Zephyr and Monero. Monero's the big one right now, or Cubic. I'm personally mining a lot of Cubic with secondary, what they call idle time mining in the background. But Cubic has gone all in on the XMR mining. So even when you're mining Cubic in the idle time, they're going to take your CPU and mine XMR. Then they'll take the XMR and add that to, and convert it to Cubic and add that to your payouts. So what do? We got to find alternative coins to mine with GPUs. Maybe we look at CPU mining, maybe some combination such as Cubic or Warthog, which has to have a CPU and GPU to mine, or turn off and maybe sell all these 3070s, 4060s, 4080s to gamers. So ultimately, and this has been true really forever, I think even in the Ethereum days, especially once the proof of stake move was announced, that you've got to diversify. You can't rely on one thing. And you can't stay super focused on, even if one thing is super profitable, because it can change overnight. A project can pivot. So right now, this Flux move may feel like a betrayal, but it's a lesson. It's a lesson we all have to learn. It's a lesson we have to remember. Personally, I think it's not personal. I don't hate hobbyist miner. I don't hate Daniel Keller. I don't hate Flux. I mean, it's a business move. Ultimately, they're a business, and businesses are in business to make money. And if they feel like this is a better utilization of their capital, of their resources, you know, good for them. It just feels like they've taken a step up, maybe on the backs of GPU miners, and now are leaving us behind. So smash the like button if this has helped, and let's start a conversation below. Comment if you're GPU mining, if you've been on Flux and mining Flux. So drop some comments below. Let's talk. I appreciate you tuning in. Let's help each other find something to do with all of our hardware, and let's look for the light at the end of the tunnel. Leave a comment below, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Close to 500 subscribers, and we'll have a big channel giveaway at that point, and then we're going to try to push forward on past 1,000 and get monetized. Thanks for watching. Keep your head up, keep mining, and stay cool.